Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic. Today we're talking movies. And I know I just put out 1,001 videos about the movies of 2015, but now we're looking forward to 2016. And I've got 5 predictions for the world of film for this year. Things I might think are going to happen. The first one has to do with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is back. After Birdman and now Spotlight, he is killing it. But I predict in 2016 we're going to see Michael Keaton revert back to taking roles that are not glamorous. He's going to be a supporting character in a rom-com. There's going to be a movie that flops. There's going to be something where it's a bad decision and you're like, oh, that's what happened. You know, that's what happened to him back in the 90s and he disappeared for a long time. I predict we're going to see Michael Keaton do something like that. I hope we don't. I hope none of these come true, but I think it will. I predict that the X-Men cinematic universe will essentially be rebooted. That after Deadpool and Apocalypse and Gambit, I think we're going to see a new present X-Men that is really independent of what we've seen before. That I think we're going to kind of scratch the 2000 movies. You know, we're going to kind of say, okay, here's the new Colossus, right? We've seen in Deadpool. Here's, you know, a new version of Cyclops. They need new actors. They're going to reboot the present. And I think when they move to the present, they're going to lose all the actors from the kind of Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. Those people are now going to be set in the 80s, so they're not going to be the same actors now. So I think it's essentially going to be rebooted. I think this might even start with an announcement of an X-Force or an X-Factor feature film that will be a new franchise or a new spin-off, a new direction that will help us cleanse our palates and almost forget about the other continuity and move on. In 2016, we have 2 movies in the DC cinematic universe coming out, and I predict that one of them isn't going to do well. I don't know which one, but I think one is not going to be critically loved and make Warner Brothers shake up their schedule a little bit. That they're going to decide, okay, we need to do more solo movies before we jump into Justice League. You know, I think the reason Marvel worked is that they had all these solo films before the Avengers, and I think DC might want to replicate that and say, okay, let's back it up. You know, let's put these movies first before we get to the big guns. I predict that we will get a Fast and Furious spin-off movie. I know we're going to get other feature films, but I think we're going to get something that's a little different. Maybe it's one character gets their own movie, and I think it's going to look bad. I think they're going to try something, and it's going to be like a cringe-worthy trailer. You know, maybe we'll get it at E3 or something, and it's like, oh, what are they doing? Again, I hope it doesn't happen, but I think it will. Lastly, I predict we're going to get surprised in a positive way from a franchise that we kind of make fun of. That I think the next Transformers movie or the next G.I. Joe, something will come out and the trailer will be mind-blowingly awesome. You know, that we're like, whoa, could G.I. Joe be a legit franchise? I think we're going to be surprised by something we had made fun of or something that has traditionally been really bad, and I think it will surprise us and turn out amazing. So those are the 5 things that I think might happen in 2016. I don't necessarily want to happen. What do you think? The future, you know, this year of movies, what do you think is going to happen? Are there actors you think are going to rise to fame? Do you think Leo might get his Oscar? What do you think is going to happen this year? Let me know in the comments, and then in a year, we'll revisit this and see how many we collectively got right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on I'm Your Target Demographic.